A man comes in and says Ms. Ja. Dowry says I am Mrs. Chaudhry now. He says this letter is for you. Dowry takes it out and screams oh my God. Dowry says this is for you Kali. This is marriage registration certificate of Aryan and Kali. Dowry says this is the proof. Marriage registration happened on the day when I and Yug got married. Can you now still say that you are Yug's wife? No. This paper proves your reality. Your game is over now. I won't bear any more. I will get what is mine. No one can stop me now. She goes to the temple. Dowry says I will start this relation anew. By rounds. Yug will be mine for next 7 lives. Don't play another game. It is proved that you and Aryan were registered married. Dowry suddenly looks at the papers and stops. Kali says in heart I told you Dowry when you look up and talk you stumble and fall. I was following you when you were plotting this. Kali says this registration is of Yug and me. The day we got married. How was I registered twice on similar date? This means one of them is fake. Dowry says this is a lie. Kali says don't dare shouting. I can shout too. And better than you. We can make 1,000 proofs like these but it is useless when you don't trust me. She leaves. Dowry comes to Leela and says I don't know what Kali does. She gets to know about all my plots. You have to help me. I can't lose. Do something. Leela says what should I do? You ruin everything. Remember I played this game for Yugoslavia. If I feel like you are against his happiness, I will kick you out. You might be Ja's princess, for me you are a pawn. Do as I say from now. Or I will kick you out before Kali. Dowry says sorry. Leela says get out and let me think what to do on Vatsavatri. Leela is doing puja. She says I did so hard but couldn't kick Kali out of Yug's heart. I can tolerate her as my daughter-in-law. Servant comes to her and says it's Yug's friend's phone. He wants to talk to you. Mohit says Yug is not agreeing. Please convince him. I am throwing a party of all friends with their wives but Yug doesn't wanna come. Leela says don't worry Yug will come and with his wife. He says thank you Dottie. Leela says this is all because of puja. Yug is packing his bag. Kali says let me do this. She fixes stuff in it. He says I have been trying it didn't know it locks like this. He holds her hand and says thank God for you. Kali looks at him. Leela comes in and says Yug I want to talk to you alone. Kali leaves. Leela says why aren't you going to Rohit's party? You will feel better. Introduce your wife to friends. Yug says which wife? I don't know myself who my wife is. Leela says you answered this yourself. Dowry loves you with her heart. She suffered a lot. She will feel good. Yug says then you will send Kali as Kaala Teeka. What will I tell people about her? Leela says you have to take Kali too. We don't care about people. Leela comes to Kali and says I have decided that you will go with Yug and Gauri as their Kaala Teeka. You have to promise me though you won't play any games there. Kali says in heart will I be able to see them together but my heart knows Yug is my husband. Kali says I promise I won't do anything. Chulbul says your own sister is your Sotan. Gauri says Kali won't go. Neil is giving orders for the puja. Sharmila asks what is it? He says it's Nav Grand Puja. It happens everywhere. Sharmila says who would do this before Chachaji? Neil says my papa. Then after him Papa. He is the owner now. Sharmila says isn't that you're right? He says I never thought that. Sharmila says that happens in every house. I feel like they treat you like an outside. All they care about is their daughters. But to get Gauri married they used you. He doesn't love you the way you think. Neil says I think it's about to get my rights back. Scene 2 next morning, Gauri says to Kali what are bail leaves? Kali says yes. Gauri says Dottie said they are in the room but I can't find them. Kali says okay I will. She goes in room and looks for leaves. Gauri locks the room. Kali turns back and is shocked. See more at http://www.desi-kansasala-June-2016-written-update/number sign street #QONXLX speed gov